So happy Yom Ha'atzmaut 2019. I want to share a bit of a thought as a diaspora Jew, as a rabbi, on the meaning and celebration of the State of Israel and why it's so important to celebrate this year. I've actually been asked that from different angles. What do you think from a religious perspective, from a this perspective, from that perspective? But I actually think from a humanity perspective, there's something to celebrate in the fact that I think probably the greatest single injustice that maybe ever happened in the world is that one of its people was literally left wandering the globe for 2,000 years, unable to be in the only place it could call home, and that fundamental injustice has been rectified. That is itself on a human level something to celebrate, and the vindication from just of mankind that a people that went through so much suffering could come back and rather than wallow in bitterness, build something that's remarkable, that all people can be proud of, that's even with all the troubles and problems and conflicts, and not belittling or diminishing all of those, because there are a lot of vexing and challenging and difficult issues, could build something that can give so much to the world in such a short space of time. That is remarkable. As a Jew, it's family. Literally, it's family. My grandmother's there, my father was born there, my sisters live there. But as a Jew, even a British Jew, American Jew, French Jew, Jews who's loyal to their country, a full citizen of Britain, and so on. But it's still family when it's the family of the Jewish people is back in its homeland, and that's more personal, and that's something more. It's not just a nice story that you read about that's heartwarming. It touches, it resonates, it lifts, and I think when you allow an acknowledgement of that, and you sit in the context of thousands of years of hopes and dreams and people being marched out of country after country. I think it's in the 2,000 years of diaspora. I often ask this to people: how many times do you think Jews were expelled from a country or territory in those 2,000 years? And people say, I have no clue. And I say, well, guess to the nearest 3, or I don't know. You get 9 times, 18 times. Yeah, I've heard of the Spanish expulsion and the Khmelnytsky massacres. And I know they expelled from England at one point, York massacres. And okay, probably about 20 times. It's I think, over 80 times, which is something like an expulsion every 21 years. And in those days, without trains, and it wasn't easy. You lost a lot of people. You lost a lot of culture. You lost a lot when you were kicked out of country. Physically, people didn't make the journeys out. It was traumatizing. Think about being 1,000 years in exile and people still holding on to a faith and a belief that one day we're going to return and give something to the world and be a blessing to the world. And that has come true. That's crazy. I mean, we're so used to, we got it now. We have this state. It seemed like an unrealistic dream of miraculous proportion, a bit like people think now about a messianic era. Okay, nice religious people talk about it, but come on, it's not really. Well, that's exactly what I said about going back to the State of Israel till 130 years ago. It was just a crazy dream. It was, for the most part of the land was not inhabited. Most of it was barren. And the thought that anyone from a Western world is going to pick up and go, or from any world is going to pick up and go there, migrate in significant numbers, it just seemed bizarre. And here it is. It's not just like you lived through a miracle. We have, and that is amazing. And to appreciate that and to celebrate that is really, really, really key. You always think if you can't appreciate something, then do you even deserve it? I know that's a bit hard, but there's a lot of people who want to take it away. There's a lot of people in the world who would love to wake up tomorrow morning and discover the State of Israel doesn't exist. There's people who train in militaries for it. There's people who are planning everything they can do for it. Israel had to fight many, many wars over its existence and just right to be on any level in any borders. So not appreciating, I think, raises a serious question. But then to actually appreciate and celebrate does 2 things. Number 1, it's right. Number 2, it's genuine. And number 3, there is so much to celebrate. I said 3 things. There's a 4th. When you appreciate something, you can really take responsibility for it and use it for the good. When you appreciate what it means to have eyesight, you can use eyesight for the good. When you appreciate what it means to have a car, and you don't take it for granted, you can use that for the good. When you appreciate what it means to anything, to have a house, to have a roof over your head. When you appreciate what it means that the Jewish people now also has a place in this world where Jewishness, culture, religion, civilization can be expressed, and as it matures and develops over the coming decades, religiously, culturally, we'll be able to offer that promise God said to Abraham, through you will be blessed all the people of the world. We now have a chance to really fulfill that. We have a chance in the diaspora, we had a chance in exile, but there's nothing like having a place in the world where you can develop and build something and flourish to give. How much we as British people have been able to give to the world by having a British country, how much the Chinese have been able to give to the world, how much different civilizations, and the Jewish people now have this chance, a place in the world where they have the ability to bring so much blessing. And people talk a lot about the startup nation and all the tremendous medical breakthroughs. I mean, it's a very short period of time going from a desert to a third world country, to a second world country, to a first world country, to something that can really give so much to the world is amazing. In terms of Jewish learning and study, it's changed it, having a place in the world. I don't think there's ever been a time like this in Jewish history where so many people are studying the Jewish texts and have the ability to, and a state that allows that and supports that, have a place to run to if, God forbid, we got into trouble somewhere or were ever again kicked out of a country for our faith and our practice. All of this is something so incredible, and to just stop we sometimes get so caught up, I don't agree with this policy, and I don't like the way it's going about this conflict, and I don't like its inner issues here, and how not belittling any of that, but what there is to celebrate and to appreciate and to commit ourselves to being a part of wherever we are in the world, whether we're members of the State of Israel or the rest of the family of humanity, or a Jew in the diaspora, or anybody anywhere, that we can be a part of this incredible project of rebirth that has gained so much from the world finally saying, you know what, go on, let's undo the injustice. We'll give you back some or whatever of your homeland, take whatever it is. And now the ability to invest in that, and the ability of that homeland now to be giving so much back to the world. And if that's been done in 7 decades, what can the next 7 decades bring, which we can all be a part of? What blessing can be brought to the world that way? What fulfillment of the dreams of the prophets that took place in the land of Israel for a future when the children would return there? From Abraham himself, from the word go, and God says, yes, I have this vision of you, Abraham, not just to become a people, but through you must be blessed all the families of the earth. What a chance that is, what a responsibility that is, what an opportunity, and what a celebration. And so I wish everybody a wonderful Yom HaAtzmaut.